Hello everyone, back tuning in today's second video. So we're doing the GWV Sunday Roundup for today's second video. It's going to be a mini Sunday Roundup down, taking a few elements out. So it's going to be shorter than your usual Sunday Roundup this week, purely because we've got so much going on at the website day. Really busy day. We've just released part 2 of our summer 2018 analogues. That video is here on the homepage, and later on today that will be placed on the summer updates and broadcast page, which with an extensive written summary to go with it as well. So that's focusing on summers that are either 1 or 2 years before solar minimum, because that's roughly where we are in the solar cycle. So have a look at that video. Really interesting video once again for our summer analogues. We've also started the competition, and the response has been absolutely phenomenal. So I'll talk you through everything that's going on with the competition in a moment. Just say this evening we're going to have the 4th Easter update. This video, this Sunday Roundup, is primarily going to focus on the next week to 10 days, which covers the Easter period as well. No solar tracker today. We've taken that one out, and as I say, it's just going to be a little bit of a shorter Sunday roundup for you. But I better tell you about the competition. So we started the giveaway, the spring giveaway at GWV. We've teamed up with metcheck.co.uk weather instrumentation. And we're giving away this prize. We're giving away, I'm on Metcheck's website at the moment. We're giving away the Climate Combined Weather Dial. So this is a thermometer, barometer and hydrometer, all in one very smart and compact unit. It retails at £39.95. Somebody will be winning this weather dial in a week's time. We're going to do the prize draw 1 week today on Easter Sunday, April the 1st. We'll be giving away the weather dial, and how you enter this competition is simply you have to email your name and address to gazwebbiz@gmail.com. Don't have to do anything else whatsoever. Purely by doing that, you'll be entered into the prize draw. And I say that's all you have to do, and in a week's time, somebody will be winning this prize. You can either email directly to gazwebbiz@gmail.com, or you can go to GWV, it's the competitions page at GWV, and fill out the feedback form. Just here, the contact form. Again, just include your name and address in the your message box just here. And what's going to happen with that is that you will be entered into the prize draw by doing that. For all runners-up, there's going to be a 15% off exclusive discount, but I'll be revealing the code for that when we do the prize draw. So all runners-up will have, for 2 weeks, starting from Easter Sunday to 15th of April, 15% off all items that they want to buy at metcheck.co.uk. So even if you don't win the combined weather dial, you can still be a winner with your exclusive gazwebbiz.com and metcheck.co.uk weather instrumentation. Exclusive discount to 15% off discount code, and as I say, I will have the code for that when I do the prize draw this time next week. So get emailing and get into the prize draw, and somebody will win that weather dial in 1 week's time. The response has been overwhelming. I've been absolutely overwhelmed by the response so far. Easily the biggest response ever to the competition, competitions that we've done here at GWV. In fact, I've got several emails I've got to reply to tell you that you've in the prize draw. So if you've emailed your name and address to enter the prize draw this morning and I haven't responded yet, I will get round to that this afternoon. It's just purely the fact that I've been absolutely deluged, besieged by people entering the competition this year. Totally blown away by the response. So you will get an email back this afternoon telling you that you're in the prize draw, and I'll get round to that. Don't worry, I will get round to that this afternoon. Right, so let's get on with today's video. We're going to start off having a look at the oceans, the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans in particular, and specifically focusing on the equatorial Pacific. That's this area just here. That blue mass that we see there through the equatorial Pacific is the signature of La Nina, of the cold event. This is how things were looking this time last week when we did the GWV Sunday Roundup on the, well, it'll be charged from the 15th of March, but it's how things were looking when we did last Sunday's Sunday Roundup. This is the very latest from Thursday, 22nd of March. So very little change, and if anything, this central part of the equatorial Pacific has possibly seen its sea surface temperature anomaly sort of cool down a little bit more actually compared to what it was showing last week. It is warming up over in the eastern portion of the equatorial Pacific just there, so I still think this landing of this cold event is running out of steam, and we will revert back to ENSO neutral, but at the moment it's clinging on certainly through the central part of the equatorial Pacific. Further north, so the northern parts of the Pacific Ocean, just generally looking rather cool in the northeastern portion of the northern Pacific Ocean. In this western area, it's quite a bit warmer. In the Atlantic, no real changes over the past week. Overall, the central Atlantic looks quite warm, but in the north it's a little bit cold. It is quite cold around the UK, Ireland and western parts of Europe as well. This is the Arctic Oscillation Observed and Forecast chart. So the black line here tells us where we've been with the Arctic Oscillation. The red line's at the end where the GFS ensembles are forecasting the Arctic Oscillation to go. It's just an index that's reflecting the state of the atmosphere over North Pole. It's not driving anything, it just tells us what the atmosphere is doing. So at the moment, the Arctic Oscillation is in positive territory, actually. We have unravelled the very negative AO that we had at the beginning of March, following the sudden stratospheric warming that happened back in the early part of February. The AO tanked because we got extensive northern blocking. Where we are right now is just here, and we are in positive territory with the Arctic Oscillation. We're forecasting for the GFS ensembles to stay generally in positive territory for a few days, but maybe go negative as we get towards the Easter period. So that's sort of the confusion that we've got about Easter. And as I say, I'm going to primarily be looking at the week to 10 day period for this video, which will include Easter. There's still a lot of uncertainty about the exact weather with this Easter, because we've got low pressure going to be close to the UK, but it's fighting against some renewed sort of blocking to the north, and just how much cold air we get in around the Easter period is still very uncertain. After that period of negativity, further into April, it looks like we're starting to lift the ensembles back into positive territory. That might be the start of spring, true spring, getting going as we move into sort of the second week of April, perhaps. NAO observed and forecast chart is looking like this. So again, the black line tells us where we've been with the NAO. The red line's at the end where the GFS ensembles forecasting the NAO to go. So as we went negative with the AO at the start of March, we also went negative with the NAO. And where we are right now is just there, weekly positive with the North Atlantic Oscillation. GFS ensembles are forecasting us to stay weekly positive through the next few days. But as we go up towards Easter, again, we see signs that the NAO is also starting to trend into more negative territory. So we've got the AO and the NAO both shifting towards negativity around the start of April, around the beginning of Easter. And so there is the potential to turn things colder around Easter, but it isn't straightforward. Again, as we go through towards the second week of April, this period just hits a very long way off, but the GFS ensembles are beginning to lift the NAO back into positive territory just there. So that's the AO and the NAO both going back into positive territory by the second week of April. That could well be the beginnings of a shift towards Easter. We'll have to wait and see on that. This hour-centering temperature is looking from Hadley, and this is where we're standing right now, provisional up to yesterday, the 24th of March. We're coming out at 4.5, which is an anomaly of nearly 1 degree below average. So it's still a colder than average. I think this March will come out as a colder than average month in the end, but it's not going to be a huge deviation. And when we did the March month-end forecast, we never expected a huge deviation. We did think there would be a lot of northern blocking around this March, and indeed there has been quite a lot of northern blocking around this March. We never really expected a very cold month, and that was because we had a very cold March in 2013, which was our coldest since either 1962 or 1883, depending on which temperature series you look at. So we thought it would be very unusual to get a really cold March so soon after the very cold March of 2013, and that is indeed how it's panned out. So not only a very cold March, but I think it will be coming out colder than average, probably by around 0.5 degree to 1 degree below average. But when you think on the first day, just for the first day of March, we had an anomaly around 8 degrees below average. We have seen quite a recovery, quite a tick up in the temperature from where we started off at right at the beginning of the month. But obviously, I think it will still be a colder than average month overall. GFS temperature and precipitation ensembles looking like this, looking at the ensemble for London today. So the red line here is the 30-year upper air temperature average for London. We're starting off close to average, a bit up and down really with the temperatures over the next few days. But as we get through to the end of the week and the Easter period, and that's this period just here, we are seeing signs that the GFS ensembles are going more solidly into negative territory. Not talking about very cold weather, but certainly around East it does look like it will be turning quite a bit cooler then. Into the extended range of the GFS ensembles, which is this period just here, we are seeing a few signs of warming. So some of these ensemble members are becoming really quite warm in this extended range. They're not all that well supported at this stage. It's a very long way off. This is the second week of March, or into the second week of March, just there. So it's a really long way off, and it's only just sort of kind of tidbits of signals really between the GFS ensembles that we might start to see a true move towards spring as we get through to the second week of March. We will have to wait and see about that. Also, we'll be discussing that more in the days ahead. Quite a lot of precipitation to come as well. So we're starting off fairly dry for the next couple of days, but from around middle of the week into the weekend, into Easter weekend, and then next week, it does look very unsettled with a lot of precipitation spikes coming through. So I think we can expect quite a lot of rain. And not only rain, I would have thought for the north, there is the risk of some snow over the next few days. This is over the Easter period, I should say, not the next few days, but kind of like from Wednesday, Thursday onwards through into the Easter period. I think northern areas could get a little bit of snow then. This is temperature anomaly for the next week. It's going from the 25th of March through to the 2nd of April. It's coming out colder than average of the UK and Ireland. In fact, all parts of Europe are coming out cold and average, except in the far southeast, which has been the case throughout much of the winter and now into the spring, of course. Far southeast of Europe, not as cold there. Temperature anomalies a little bit above average, but most parts of central, northern and western Europe coming out with colder than average temperature anomalies. Precipitation anomalies looking like that, a little bit above average with the rainfall for the UK and Ireland, and also western parts of Europe. There will be a bit of wintry potential in with that from the 25th of March to the 2nd of April for the north. This is how the midnight run of the GFS was looking then. So this is for Thursday with low pressure out to the west of Scotland into the east period. This is Good Friday, where that low pressure is slinking southwards. And the reason it's doing that is, again, because the jet stream is down here. So the jet stream is still on an unusual sort of southerly track, and it's a line northwest to southeast, which is an unusual position for the jet stream, although not over the past few months, because that has tended to be the position of the jet stream, particularly since we had that sudden stratospheric warming at the beginning of February. So on Good Friday, that low pressure slips down to the west of Ireland, and as we get through into Saturday, this is Easter Saturday, with the low pressure just to our southwest, that would be bringing a lot of rain to much of England and Wales. But you'll notice across Scotland we've got these easterly winds with cold air trying to force its way down from the Arctic. So this is the uncertainty. How much cold air do we bring out of the Arctic and down into the UK versus this low pressure, which is trying to bring milder air in from off the Atlantic and from the southwest. That is essentially, in a nutshell, the battle that we got over Easter and why it's such an uncertain period. This is Easter Sunday itself, a week's time. So low pressure slap bang over top of the country, really looks like it'll be very unsettled, showers along with spells of rain, and that continues into Easter Monday as well. And then we go up to day 10, which is just a little bit beyond Easter. Actually, day 10 is Wednesday the 4th of March, with that low pressure continuing to just sit around the country, no doubt bringing more showers or longer spells of rain too. So a very unsettled period coming up over and even after Easter. So that was the midnight run of the GFS. This is the very latest 6 o'clock run, just updated. Again, on Thursday, we've got low pressure out to the west of the country, bringing showers or longer spells of rain. By Good Friday, that low pressure is slipping southwards, turning the winds into the east. So there's more of an easterly component on this 6 o'clock run of the GFS, excuse me, than we had on the midnight run of the GFS. So this is bringing colder air further southwards and westwards, I think, across the UK by Good Friday. Into Easter Saturday, low pressure again to the southwest, northern and central parts of the country in that chilly, or perhaps even quite cold, easterly wind. That's Easter Sunday itself. You notice this low pressure is a lot further southwards on this 6 o'clock run of the GFS. So again, it is a colder run this. There would be potential for wintry weather across northern parts of the country, in particular through this Easter period. This is Easter Monday, when again we've got low pressure to our south, the ridge is pushed down from the north, and the cold air is coming down from the north with that ridge. That's just a little bit beyond Easter to Tuesday the 3rd of April, when we've got low pressure across the south. We are bringing in this easterly wind. I think there's a little bit of wintry potential, even for southern parts of the country, would you believe, with this particular run of the GFS. We'll have a look at the precipitation type forecast with the weather outlook in a moment. And so this is how day 10 looks, when again the high pressure is starting to build over Scandinavia, low pressure just to the southeast. It looks like a fairly cold setup, that. Let's have a look at the upper air temperatures. And you'll see, well, we're not talking about anything very cold. I mean, it is April, so we're not going to get kind of cold weather we had back at the end of February when we had the first beast from the east. Nevertheless, it is pretty cold, and there's low pressure close to us, so I would assume with that low pressure there's wintry potential. It's a much colder run, this, than the midnight run of the GFS. So this is just telling us that this Easter period is still not sorted out. Although Easter Day itself is only a week away, this Easter is not sorted out yet, and there could be further changes, both upgrades or even downgrades, to the cold potential. Let's have a look at the precipitation type forecast from that 6 o'clock run of the GFS. This is from the weatheroutlook.com, and we're starting on Thursday. So there could be some wintry showers in the northwest through the course of Thursday morning, rain in the south. This is to Thursday afternoon, so it's wet across England and Wales, but further north to Scotland and northern England, there is a suggestion of some snow going on then. This takes us into Good Friday, when another area of rain is moving up from the south. Again, that's turning to snow as it hits the cold air up over Scotland. So this could be quite a snowy Easter, actually, for Scotland. Elsewhere, more particularly rain. This is to Saturday. Suggests, I think, wintry showers for northern and northeastern parts of the country, with light rain, probably quite cold and dismal weather down in the south. Then we go through to Easter Sunday, so then we've got wintry showers in the north and northeast, but quite a bit of dry weather. And then we go through to Easter Monday, when low pressure is down to the south. We start to bring wet weather into southern counties. The suggestion that some of that might turn a bit wintry on its leading edge, and that's particularly across parts of Wales, maybe into parts of the Midlands too. And that continues through to Tuesday. This is Tuesday the 3rd of April, where it looks like there is snow there across Wales and Midlands in particular. A little bit of a snow event taking place across England and Wales just beyond the Easter period. And it stays generally quite cold up to Wednesday, but going more towards rain on Wednesday, 4th of April, across England and Wales, but still the chance of snow up across Scotland. So you see that with the GFS, still a lot of uncertainty about this Easter period. What about the ECMWF? This is what the ECM is showing for Thursday. Again, low pressure very close to the country, bringing showers and longer spells of rain. Then that low pressure starts to slip away to the south. It's turning winds into the east across northern parts of the country on Good Friday. And then that low pressure, the trough, is just sitting there over the top of the country, probably bringing showers, longer spells of rain, with the chance of some snow for Scotland. Not as much of a cold push from the north and northeast with this ECM run as we saw with the 6 o'clock run of the GFS, but it does look very unsettled. Again, his low pressure coming up from the south just beyond Easter Monday. This is midnight Tuesday, so just beyond Easter Monday, with another batch of very wet weather heading up from the south. Again, the winds are in from the east across Scotland, so as that rain hits the colder air across Scotland, maybe something wintry going on there. And that's how things look on day 10, with low pressure sitting over the country. So it's definitely going to be very unsettled over and even after Easter. We can say that with very good confidence. There will be showers or longer spells of rain throughout much of this week and over the Easter weekend and into the following week as well. The uncertainty is just how much cold air and wintry potential are we going to have with this. Just have a quick look at the precipitation depth forecast, snow depth forecast I should say, at the website weather.us based on that ECM run. We're starting on Wednesday when we have got some snow cover across Scotland, a little bit across northern England down into parts of North Wales as well. Let's run you through into Thursday. So we go on 24 hours and we see the snow depth increases by Thursday across Scotland. Again, some snow cover. This overdoes the depths a little bit, but it gives you a rough idea of where we're likely to be seeing at least some snowfall. So snow depth increasing across Scotland, some snow across northern England and parts of North Wales as well. Let's run through to Good Friday. So it looks like snow is increasing there across northern England and Wales on Good Friday. And further north still quite extensive snow cover for Scotland. This is Easter Saturday. Again, the snow cover is increasing a little bit more across northern England and Wales in particular. Maybe a little bit starting to come through into parts of the Midlands too. Let's go through to Easter Sunday. That's how Easter Sunday is looking. Again, it really is in the north that we've got the risk of snow based on that ECM run. It's for northern parts of the country that we've got risk of that snow. Less so further south, but there is the risk of a little bit of snow on Easter Sunday, even across more southern parts of the country you'll see. That's Easter Monday, where it looks like we're beginning to lose the snow risk somewhat. That takes us as far as we can go, really, to Tuesday, Tuesday the 4th of April, when the snow, it looks like it's increasing across parts of Ireland, but it is still mainly for northern and western parts of the country. So not much for the south, but more for the north. But bear in mind, this is a very uncertain situation. It's very much open to changes, this. And if the 6 o'clock run of the GFS comes off, we just saw from the precipitation type forecast that we looked at with the Weather Outlook, there is a risk, certainly by the end of Easter, of fairly significant snow, even across more southern parts of the country. So I would expect more changes on this. I don't think Easter is fully sorted out yet. It is going to be a very unsettled Easter. We can say that with good confidence. There will be a lot of wet weather through this week, over Easter, and even beyond Easter. Expect quite a lot of rain. How much of an incursion of cold air we get from the north and the east, that's where the uncertainty is lying. It might be that we won't get too much away from Scotland in terms of colder weather, but I'd just continue to watch your space, especially if you've got anything planned for Easter, because I don't think this is fully sorted out just yet. So obviously we'll have more about this in the coming days, and that will be particularly the case tonight, because we've got the 4th Easter update coming up for you tonight on the Easter updates and forecast page. Be with you around 7 o'clock this evening. So the next instalment on this very uncertain and very intriguing Easter of 2018 will be this evening. Don't forget to enter the competition if you haven't yet done so. I'm going to get emailing the replies back to everybody that's entered, tell them that they're in the prize draw, so you will be receiving an email back at some point this afternoon telling you that you're in the prize draw. But that's all for now, and thanks for watching.